Tonight's on the program, a recent timeline of the unrest in the Deep South. Rich kids and road rage incidents, what it really says about Thailand's justice system. And remembering the late Pope Francis through the eyes of Thai Christians. สวัสดีค่ะ I'm Nad Bunak and welcome to This Week with Thai PBS World. Southern insurgents who have been fighting for self-rule in Thailand's deep southern provinces continue attacks on both military and civilian targets. The ongoing violence in the Deep South has been dragging on for decades, but no government has been able to put an end to this misery. And the most recent attack was this past Tuesday in Songkhla province when insurgents opened fire at a pickup truck carrying a group of Buddhist monks on their way to receive their daily alms. A 16-year-old novice monk was killed and another 12-year-old novice was seriously injured. Many people, including the House Speaker, have condemned the attacks and demanded authorities to hold the insurgents accountable. The National Human Rights Commission said in its statement that every religion in the Deep South must be respected and protected, noting that in this case, the victims were children. Security forces have arrested a man suspected of involvement in the recent attack. Security forces claim to have evidence linking the suspect to the ambush after having used CCTV to track the suspect who escaped on a motorcycle to a village in a nearby district. If we look back at just this year, there have already been a series of attacks in the deep southern provinces of Thailand, and most of the targets were either the military or civilians. Just a day before, 8 people were injured when insurgents launched gun and explosive attacks in Narathiwat province, and earlier this month, 4 paramilitary rangers were injured when a motorcycle sidecar packed with explosives exploded near their lodgings in Narathiwat province. And back in March, a series of bomb attacks took place in Pattani and Narathiwat provinces while Muslims were observing the holy month of Ramadan. The insurgent attacks led to the deaths of 2 defense volunteers and injured many other people. And in February, former Prime Minister Thaksin Shinawatra visited the Deep South and was almost met by a series of bomb attacks. One of the explosions took place at Narathiwat Airport, but luckily no one was injured. And the insurgent attacks in the Deep South have been dragging on for more than 20 years. Yet past governments have never been able to put an end to this misery. Since the attacks began in 2004, over 5,000 bomb attacks have been used in over 4,000 incidents, and almost 6,000 deaths were recorded, and even tens of thousands more people have been injured, including civilians and military officials. And Narathiwat has seen the highest number of bombings each year compared to other southern provinces. With the ongoing unrest in the Deep South, Thai PBS World recently talked to an independent national security analyst, Dr. Panitan Watanayak, and asked about why curbing the attacks has been very difficult and, most importantly, the direction of the negotiations between Thailand and Malaysia to put an end to the ongoing misery.
Ajahn Panitan, we are seeing more attacks focusing on soft targets in the southern part of Thailand. What's your interpretation of the situation now?
Well, of course, sadly, the circle of conflict and violence has been on an upward trend in the last 2 or 3 months. I think the contributing factors are quite a few, ranging from problems on the ground between government forces and the groups that are fighting against the government forces. So when they cannot confront with the government forces directly, so they turn around and hit the softer targets. And in fact, local Muslims have been increasingly becoming more targets. Kids, children going to religious schools have been affected, not to mention monks and other people. So on the ground, there are ongoing tit for tat confrontation between various groups. But on top of that, there's less clear signal from the government on how the peace talk will move forward, how the new proposal between the Thai government and the Malaysian government and the separatist movements could be moving forward. So once you don't have those clear signals, and together with problems on the ground, it tends to explode into your faces, as we saw in the last few months.
There seems to be so many pain points in resolving the conflicts in the southern part of Thailand. Do you think there's a way to maybe address a few areas for a start to get it moving, or do you see any prospects of it progressing in a positive direction?
Yes, of course. I think on the average, the violence has been decreasing, but only the last 3 or 4 months you have seen the upward trend. But on the average, the reduction of the violence about 50 to 70% as compared to 10 years ago, 20 years ago, is an encouraging sign. That's number one. But number two, as I mentioned, it's a long way to go as demand increases, as complexity, sophistication, the new normalcy has been taking place in the South, meaning that people want more participation, people want more safety, people want more movement, freedom, based on their own cultural practices. So we propose 3 new ways of dealing with this situation. The first is you need to make sure that people are safer, more secure. A safety zone has to be revised, participated by young generation of people in terms of volunteers to take care of their own safety. They can also monitor the illegal trafficking, drug trafficking, all kind of maladministration, corruption. So this is a basic problem that cannot be handled alone by the government anymore. That's number one. Number two, politically, I think the government needs to reignite, the forum about the future. Peace talk in a much more meaningful way, represented by possibly the highest level as it can, in the government. You need to send at least a minister or a special envoy appointed particularly to talk with these people. And of course, these people have to be invited not from the ground, but from Malaysia. Many of them, spiritual leaders, are living in Malaysia. And we know where they are. So shake hands with Malaysia and encourage Malaysia to bring the top level of leadership in the South who take refuge in Malaysia to come back to the table. And lastly, borders needs to be more secure. It is known to the world without governments mentioning that some of the people convicted have the warrants on, for their arrest. People who have been participating in the killings of the citizens in the South have been crossing borders to seek refuge. We propose to the Malaysian government in the past many years that why don't we close down the loopholes? Why don't we join operation in terms of patrol? But these are the not common border crossing problems that are causing a lot of problems for many people. If you can do that, and that is the answer for the southern provinces.
Moving on to this story, the reckless BMW driver who crashed into a pickup truck on a highway hit the headlines earlier this week. The driver was later revealed to be the son of a local politician, which drew public attention, raising a similarity with the deadly car crash involving the Red Bull Air in 2012. So what do these incidents really say about Thai society, and will the outcome be any different this time? Warisara Zahan reports.
Viral videos show a road rage incident and how a reckless driver rammed into a pickup truck, resulting in severe injuries to the pickup driver and his wife. The BMW driver, later revealed to be Samithipat Lee Nawarat, appeared on mainstream media after his involvement in the incident on the Rangsit-Nakhon Nayok highway. He is the son of Grisada Lee Nawarat, a former mayor of Thanyaburi sub-district of Pathum Thani province. Samithipat himself is also running as a candidate for the Thanyaburi Municipal Council in the next election. The Lee Nawarat family is considered powerful and influential in Pathum Thani, with close political connections with the Pheu Thai party. Last year, former Prime Minister Thaksin Shinawatra and Paetongtarn Shinawatra were invited to Samithipat's ordination, images of which resurfaced on social media. Following the road rage incident, Samithipat surrendered and apologized to the victim's family.
ผมก็รู้สึกผิดที่ว่าทำให้คุณลุงคุณป้าเจ็บเพราะว่าถ้าเกิดว่าผมย้อนไปเกิดว่าเป็นครอบครัวผมดูเป็นพ่อแม่ผมก็รู้สึกไม่ดีเหมือนกันมาวันนี้ผมก็ขอโทษแล้วก็ขอโอกาสสังคม
Despite that, the incident triggered flashbacks and fears that the outcome of the case might end up the same as the deadly hit-and-run case in 2012, involving the fugitive Red Bull heir Warayut Yu Withaya, which raised suspicions of political interference in the prosecution. A criminologist at Rangsit University commented that incidents like this reinforce the Thai people's lack of trust in the Thai justice system.
คือประเด็นแรกก็คือสะท้อนเห็นถึงความไม่เชื่อมั่นต่อกระบวนการยุติธรรมหรือแม้กระทั่งจากกรณีตัวอย่างหลายกรณีที่มีการนำเสนอผ่านสื่อและปัจจุบันเนี่ยสื่อสังคมออนไลน์ไปเร็วด้วยจึงทำให้เห็นว่าคนมองว่าคนที่มีสภาพทางสังคมที่แตกต่างกันอาจจะส่งผลต่อความยุติธรรม
He also points out that one of the factors leading to injustice in Thai society is politics having control over the legal system and the police.
ตามกฎหมายตำรวจฉบับปัจจุบันเนี่ยพรบตำรวจชาติเนี่ยนะครับฉบับปี 2565 ก็ยังให้การเมืองมาคุมตำรวจคือหมายความว่าท่านนายกรัฐมนตรีเนี่ยไม่ว่าใครจะเป็นนายกรัฐมนตรีของประเทศไทยก็ตามมีอำนาจตามกฎหมายในการแต่งตั้งถอดถอนก็คือสามารถเสนอชื่อเนี่ยในคณะกรรมการนโยบายตำรวจชาติเพื่อคนนั้นเป็นผู้บัญชาการตำรวจชาติท่านต่อไปหรือมีอำนาจถอดถอนนะครับโดยกฎหมายฉะนั้นจึงทำให้การเมืองมาครอบงำแล้วก็แทรกแซงองค์กรตำรวจซึ่งเป็นจุดเริ่มต้นของกระบวนการยุติธรรมการรวมศูนย์อำนาจที่ยังเป็นอยู่ทำให้การเมืองสั่งตำรวจผ่านผู้บัญชาการตำรวจชาติได้ก็คุมได้ทั้งประเทศ
Grisanapong also highlights internal flaws within the police force, pointing to ethical issues and unprofessional behavior among some officers. He also referred to past high-profile cases, such as the death of the Thai actress Pattarathida Pachara Wirapong, the pursuit of justice for whom remains shrouded in mystery, or even the murder of a 3-year-old girl, Nong Chompu, which took prosecutors a long time to confirm that her uncle was the murderer. So he thinks it is not surprising that many of these cases, including the latest road rage incident, should have been examined by third parties to increase people's trust in the justice system.
ในคดีที่สำคัญหรือคดีที่คนให้ความสนใจหรือคดีที่ผู้เสียหายรู้สึกว่าไม่รับความเป็นธรรมอย่างเงี้ยจะต้องมีเขาเรียก external body ใช่ไหมเข้ามาในการมาตรวจสอบซึ่งอาจจะประกอบด้วยใครครับอาจจะมีนักวิชาการนักกฎหมาย NGO อะไรพวกนี้เจ้าที่ของรัฐส่วนหนึ่งเข้ามาแล้วมาช่วยกันดูในแต่ละจังหวัดก็ได้อย่างเงี้ยก็ทำให้ประชาชนรู้สึกว่าน่าจะมีความเชื่อมั่นมากขึ้น
This is where he thinks the justice system and the police as an organization have to be reformed, including a stronger political action and stronger enforcement of police officer ethics. The criminologist points out, though, that the Paetongtarn government have yet to address this issue.
สังเกตดูได้นะครับรัฐบาลที่มาจากการเลือกตั้งเนี่ย ที่อยู่ในอำนาจเนี่ยนะครับแทบจะไม่มีการผมไม่เคยเห็นนะถ้าที่จำความได้เนี่ยที่จะมาพูดเรื่องปฏิรูปตำรวจนะไปย้อนดูได้ประวัติศาสตร์แต่มีเสมอรัฐบาลที่มาจากการรัฐประหารเนี่ยจะพูดเสมอเรื่องการปฏิรูปตำรวจแต่จะเกิดขึ้นหรือไม่ก็แล้วแต่ที่พี่น้องประชาชนจะตัดสินเองครับ
Although Samithipat acknowledged the charges and his father assured the public there will be no political interference in his case. Past cases indicate that this is far from certain, with Thai society highly skeptical about the Thai justice system. Warisala Sehan reporting for Thai PBS World.
And now let's have a look at the other stories making headlines throughout the week in our weekly roundup. 6 police officers were killed after a plane crashed into the sea off Cha'am in Phetchaburi province on Friday morning. The spokesman for the Royal Thai Police said the twin-engine turboprop aircraft was on a trial flight in preparation for a parachute exercise in the Hoi Hin district of Prachuap Khiri Khan province. A fire broke out at the Dara Tewi Hotel in Chiang Mai at about 2 a.m. on Wednesday morning. No fatalities or injuries were reported. Police are still investigating the cause of the fire, which destroyed 7 buildings. The Dara Tewi Hotel, which first opened in 2002, was one of Chiang Mai's best-known luxury hotels before its closure. Prime Minister Panitan Watanayak has said that she is prepared to lead the Thai delegation to the U.S. for tariff talks after the Trump administration canceled a recent appointment with the Thai delegation and asked Thailand to review its proposals. Meanwhile, the Finance Ministry plans to form a 500 billion baht standby fund from local financial institutions to mitigate the impact on the business and agricultural sectors from the reciprocal tariffs to be imposed on Thai exports to the U.S. market. Thailand and Cambodia have agreed to boost bilateral cooperation, including efforts to combat online scams, tackle cross-border environmental pollution, and improve land transport links. The agreements were made during the official visit of Prime Minister Panitan Watanayak to Phnom Penh on Wednesday at the invitation of her Cambodian counterpart Hun Manet. Pope Francis died earlier this week, and the funeral will take place tomorrow. Thailand, which welcomed the late Pope during his historical visit in 2019, also joined the world in paying tribute to the late Pope, while Thai Christian communities also held ceremonies to remember him.
Pope Francis, the first pontiff of Latin America, has passed away at the age of 88. The Vatican confirmed his death from a stroke and heart failure after battling for several years with health issues, including lung infections and pneumonia. His passing came just one day after he made a brief appearance to give his Easter blessing in St. Peter's Square, though he not well enough to lead the traditional Mass. The passing of Pope Francis has prompted a global response of condolence. Many world leaders have praised him for his compassion, faith, and dedication to vulnerable communities.
He was a good man.
Thai Prime Minister Panitan Watanayak also offered her condolences and ordered all government offices and state enterprises to lower the national flag to half-mast from April 23rd to 25th in tribute to the late pontiff. Thailand's Department of Religious Affairs issued a statement honoring Pope Francis' role in promoting peace and interfaith understanding, especially recalling his visit to Thailand in 2019. Religious leaders in Thailand also offered their condolences. The Catholic Bishops' Conference of Thailand described Pope Francis as an example of love and faith, praying for his eternal rest. The Supreme Patriarch of Thailand also expressed sorrow over the Pope's passing, calling him a true friend to the Thai people and a symbol of interfaith friendship. Similarly, the Sheikhul Islam of Thailand paid tribute to Pope Francis' lifelong commitment to humility, compassion, and dialogue across all religions. Speaking to Thai PBS World, Father Joseph Anushachayade, Director of the Catholic Church Media Relations in Thailand, shared his heartfelt memories of the Pope. He felt Pope Francis was not distant, but rather someone with whom people could truly connect. Father Anusha also emphasized that Pope Francis was not only a religious figure, but also a global voice for social justice.
พระองค์ไม่ได้เป็นผู้นำของศาสนาคริสต์อย่างเดียวแต่ยังเป็นผู้นำในเชิงจิตวิญญาณของโลกก็ว่าได้พระองค์ขยับไปทางไหนมีทัศนคติอะไรก็ไปกระแทกใจของผู้คนเป็นต้นทุกๆคนนะครับนั่นก็คือหมายความว่าพระองค์ก็ไม่ได้พูดถึงเฉพาะนักบวชคฤหัสถ์คริสตชนเท่านั้นพระองค์ยังพูดถึงไมแกรนต์ผู้อพยพย้ายถิ่นพระองค์ยังพูดถึง LGBT ซึ่งหลายๆครั้งเราอาจจะไม่กล้าแตะว่ามันจะยังไงหรือเหตุการณ์บางอย่างที่มันเป็นสงครามความขัดแย้งพระองค์ก็ทรงยื่นมือเข้าไปแม้กระทั่งอย่างโลกสมัยใหม่ของความเป็น AI พระองค์ก็แตะเรื่องนี้แล้วก็คือคำว่าแตะแปลว่าอาจจะทำงานโดยผ่านทางหน่วยงานที่เกี่ยวข้องแต่ว่าพระองค์ก็ไม่ลืมความไม่ลืมของพระองค์แบบนี้ครับมันเรารู้สึกว่าตลอดเวลาของการก้าวเดินในชีวิตเนี่ยเรามีพระองค์อยู่กับเราเสมอ
In November 2019, Pope Francis made a historic visit to Thailand, strengthening the long-standing ties between the Catholic Church and Thai Buddhism. Pope Francis had a private audience with His Majesty the King of Thailand and met with the Supreme Patriarch at Ratchabapit Temple. He also led a holy mass at the National Stadium in Bangkok, at which thousands of Thais gathered and waved flags to welcome the Pope, and a mass for young Catholics at Bangkok's 109-year-old Assumption Cathedral. The Catholic Bishops' Conference of Thailand has organized memorial masses for the late Pope at the same Assumption Cathedral in Bangkok, with memorial services continuing throughout the week. In Rome, preparations are underway for the Pope's funeral on Saturday, April 26th, outside St. Peter's Basilica, with world leaders expected to attend. Pope Francis made history as the first Jesuit Pope and the first leader of the Catholic Church to be born or raised outside Europe in nearly 1,300 years. His 12-year papacy focused on reform, advocating for the poor and promoting peace and human dignity. Kitipat Chern Sukjit and Charin Yalim reporting for Thai PBS World.
Now turning to sustainability, at the UN SCAP annual session, Prime Minister Paetongtarn Shinawatra underscored the importance of collaboration with other countries to achieve sustainable urban development. Malaysia's housing minister expressed optimism, noting that both nations could jointly develop waste-to-energy initiatives to advance this goal. Frank Hashi has more details.
To strengthen collaboration on sustainability with other nations, Prime Minister Paetongtarn Shinawatra outlined 3 key strategies in her opening address at the 81st session of UN Escape, namely positioning Thailand as the kitchen of the world, advancing the creative economy, and driving a green transition. Malaysia's Minister of Housing and Local Government, Ngakoh Ming, noted that both countries are making efforts to accelerate the green transition, and in that his country is keen to explore cooperation with Thailand in the area of renewable energy.
I'm particularly interested in this green energy. Malaysia has introduced our national energy transformation roadmap. Okay, and then my ministry is fully focusing on now how to turn waste to energy, WTE. Okay, in the past, the conventional method is you throw your rubbish at the dump site. After that, we slowly evolve, become a landfill. Now you have sanitary landfill. End of the day, okay, we want to turn all those rubbish, okay, that become energy. So waste to energy will be the pilot project that ASEAN should look into it, and how to transform the used rubbish and now become energy.
In addition to renewable energy, the neighboring country is working to enhance urban livability by constructing affordable housing and apartments. The minister highlighted that 77% of Malaysians currently own their own homes, and the government is now aiming for full home ownership, introducing initiative to act as guarantor for borrowers. As Thailand also rolls out its affordable housing program known as Homes for Thais, the minister suggested that a robust legal framework and strong law enforcement are essential in ensuring high standards of construction quality and safety for citizens.
I believe that we have to begin with this. We have to have a comprehensive legal framework. Okay, once your law is set, next issue will be enforcement of the law. So if you have a comprehensive legal framework, okay, but yet we need to make sure that the law is enforced properly. Malaysia through CIDB, we impose very high standard of construction. Okay, so we got to make sure that there will be no compromise on public safety. Public safety is definitely always on the top of the agenda.
Flooding is a common climate change that both countries face. Implementing the same strategies as Thailand, the minister said that Malaysia has built recreational parks to mitigate flooding across the country.
First, we can start with the climate change and to overcome flash flood within the cities. So Malaysia has started to have a transformation of retention pond. We turn it into a public recreational park, so that it is similar to the Bangkok sponge city concept, whereby we use the dirty retention pond, and now we turn it and transform it, upgrade it to become a beautiful park. This is one of the initiatives. The second initiative is we have the Malaysia Greenery Program, whereby we are determined to plant 100 million trees in 5 years.
Meanwhile, the minister acknowledged that global economic uncertainties driven by this recent U.S. tariff policy have disrupted economic growth. As U.S. President Donald Trump announced the imposition of tariffs on solar panels produced in Thailand and Malaysia, Minister Nga emphasized that multilateralism and intra-ASEAN trade will be key to sustaining economic growth amid growing fears of an economic downturn.
U.S. being one of the major economy in the world, okay, instead of imposing unilateralism, multilateralism will actually serve everyone's interest. I'll give you the example. Many say that China produces cheap goods, therefore you have trade deficit. But on the other hand, you also appreciate because China produces cheap goods, therefore the consumer benefit from it. So you keep the inflation low and stable. Okay, without China coming out with these cheap and good products, people have to pay double or even triple. ASEAN is already have AFTA, which is the zero tariff region. So now, but the thing is the inter-trade within ASEAN has not reached a satisfactory level. So it will be important this year, taking the chances. Okay, within ASEAN, we should promote the intra-trade within because it's already zero tariff. For instance, Thailand buy more palm oil from Malaysia. Malaysia buy more rice from Thailand. For instance, okay, so that we look at each other, how to sit down and look at each other's needs.
Frank Kanshi reporting for Thai PBS World.
All right, and that's all for this edition of This Week with Thai PBS World. Join us every Friday at 10:30 p.m. only on Thai PBS. And don't forget to follow us on social media and our website, thaipbsworld.com, for all the latest stories and analyses about Thailand. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week. สวัสดีค่ะ